Hi guys, good morning to all you. 27th of March 2025, Thursday. I'm now outside doing this live recording. So it's a commitment that I'm doing for everyone. And I hope that you guys will be appreciating this and also making money from the market. All right, so without further ado, the disclaimer apply as usual. Let's go into the market. So you can hear my background voice is a lot of noise at the back, but it's okay. Let's continue to see the market for today. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the market now. You can see that today gold is a DJDD. Now, this is not the first time we're seeing this, and we need to watch out for several things for today for gold. Now, first thing first, today gold, the gold OP and the gold MLP today, both of them are having the same number, 3019. So which means that as long as gold stick to whichever upside or downside, that means if the market stays above OP, it's a buy, below OP, it's a sell. All right, so with this, you can see that the upside itself will be 3026, which is actually the pivot 2 level. Now, the downside itself can be here, which is the KCB, and that is somewhere around 3011. So write it down somewhere. 3011 is the downside KCB. The upside target for pivot 2, 3026. Okay, so that'll be the level. And of course, yesterday I already told you guys the market will range because of the inverse trading. And again, today we have the inverse again. So the second time in a row at inverse. So usually based on experience, right, the inverse itself means what? There'll be a very big movement coming in soon. So I suspect that we're going to see either a new all-time high, which is 3057, which is here. That was the last high. And then the downside will be as low as 2984. Okay, right down 2984. So which means that for people who are bullish, they can aim for 3057. For those who are bearish, you can aim for 2984. Okay, so you can take your mark on here itself and make a decision. Now with the KSI green and the KCX black, it's more towards the buy side if you ask me. Okay, but we have a CCYR today, yellow to red. So with the OP, Doji, and everything, I will still stick with the OP group. If the market stays on OP, I'll just generally be on the buy side and vice versa. Okay. All right, let's look at the Dow Jones for today. Now you can see that the pivot today is squeezed to the maximum there. So I told you guys that our way of this pivot is not based on technical lines of resistance or support. It's seriously based on mathematics. Okay, because only mathematics can make this line come like this. Okay, so what's first? First of all, the opening price for today, you cannot see, right? Let's double click on any bar, any market, pull it out. You can see the opening price for today for Dow Jones is 42,306. Okay, and the MLP is 42,521. Okay, so in short, the market is more towards the bearish side, right? As long as the market stays below OP. Now, the market now is trading above OP, so you cannot short. But if you're going to go long, it's fine, but just be careful because of the pivot that has been caught. All right, so you can buy small. Okay, and you can see the current KSI now, despite the market is down and it's small movement, but the KSI are in green, so there seems to be some artificial buying in the market right now. So that's why I repeat myself many times that our KSI got nothing to do with price action, because you can see that while the price was going up over here, the KSI retained red in color. Yeah. So yesterday, that's why the market came off. We'll cover this later on in the session itself. Okay, so now the thing is this, right? Take a look right now. If the market now has a very strong support at MA30, which is 42331, if the market fails to stay above 42331, then I can tell you that we should see some selling, and this should be able to cover the KCB, even as a gap here itself. Now the gap actually today is about this 41965. Okay. I'm sorry, let's repeat the opening, repeat the closing. The closing is 41994. 41994. This will be the gap to cover if the market breaks down later. Okay. Now the upside is here at 42,622. So that's the nearest KCB. Although the MLP should serve as the first resistance later on. Okay. So that is for the Dow Jones, and then we'll go to S&P 500. The S&P 500 is also having the same thing, a very tight squeeze pivot. And yeah, the KSI gray, interesting, right? The Dow is green, but the S&P is red. Oh, interesting. And the KCX blue. Okay. So by chance of this, sorry, I need to take note of there's a diamond here, remember? So this diamond, if this line is still in play, so which means that if the market actually breaks below here and turns red in color, there will be selling in the S&P. So watch out for this number. Yeah, the number now. The number to watch out will be 5677. Okay, 5677. A very important level to watch out for. Okay. All right. So the upside, of course, you can go back to the MA30, which is 5731. Or 5731. The downside is so interesting because you notice there's no KCV around. So if you look at it, if the market really sell, okay, it can go really crazy level as much as 5536 dot. Okay, 5536. Okay. Now, if the market goes to this level, I think it's a lot of lose a lot of money because the market has been going up last few days and a lot of people have been bullish. But if the market really breaks down, it is possible to see 5.36. So watch out for this, yeah? Okay. All right, the NASDAQ, shall we? Now, the NASDAQ has already came off. Okay, we have a 3 days upside, and then 1 day the market covered 2 bars. With the KSI red, KCX blue, it is very good chance that we may see it coming back down to here, somewhere around this point. So that will give me about this 19394. 19394 range. Okay. Now with the same thing again with the pivots on top and below pivot 2, the classic sell signal. So with the MA30 confirming it, the market will go down. It's a very high chance. Okay. All right. So let's look at the next market, and that is the crude oil, guys. I share you crude oil is good buy in the market. I'm not too sure. Do you remember that? So we told you that there is a bottoming out signal on this particular area this day itself. And then after that, I told you guys to draw a closing price on it. That will give you a hot bottom here. And when the KSI turns green, that was where everything flows in. So now crude oil is going up. So that means that inflation worry is going to come back again. And if that happens, and the numbers on the unemployment not doing well, the sentiment not doing well, seriously, we're going to look towards a potential recession by probably the September to December of this year, a real recession. So watch out for that. So crude oil, if it continues to go today higher, we may see $70.90. Okay, because now it's already above the MA30, right? So it's a very confirmed upside trend for the crude oil. Yeah. So those who are going to buy OXY, you can hit it later. Okay, OXY. Okay, now next market to look at is the currency market. Let's take a look at the dollar yen. Now, for the dollar yen itself, it has been moving pretty sideways, up, down, all right? Basically doing this, but the KSI, KCX are all bullish. So that should be able to propel the dollar higher again to 151 level. Okay, 151 level. But of course, if you look at the pound, okay, the pound as we was expecting it may go up, right? But because the KSI and the KCX are all against it itself, so last time the pound came down and it's now trickling down. So there's a high chance that pound may come down to this area here, which happened to coincide with the pivot 2 level, 1.2858, all right? So there's a 20 pips downside potentially. And the last one, it will be euro. Let's look at euro. The currency market. So euro also be coming down, but interestingly, we have a recovery now. KSI screen. So let's take a look. But if you look at it, it has lost the MA30. So it's a very good chance we will see going down to the MA200 in the near term. All right. If the dollar will strengthen because of whatever reason, then there will be a good chance that we will see this happening. Right. And the one good one is the Bitcoin market. I told you guys to be watchful of Bitcoin, and I told you that if Bitcoin is coming down, most likely the US market will follow through. So we're waiting for the update at the moment. Yes, we have it right now, and you can see that the Bitcoin went up right 2 days ago, about 88,000. All right, and then after the last 2 days, there's some pullback. So today we have an inverse trade, so which means that if the market breaks below pivot 1, there is a chance to see the market coming down to all the way to 85,000. Okay, but of course the KSI, KCX are all bullish at the moment. It takes some time, but remember, when a portion is sell, we just sell. We will let you know, just follow through the action and make money from the market. All right, guys, that'll be all for today. Sharing, hopefully you can make coming out of this. This is Kel signing off. Take care. I'll see you next video.